try a question. So first of all, let's take 43.85 multiplied with 0.7532. Okay, these are the two values. Here you have until second decimal place. Here you have until fourth decimal place. By using logarithmic table, we are going to multiply them. To do the multiplication, we need to follow a sequence. That sequence would be, first of all, you should give logarithmic for both of them. Okay, in multiplication, that means first of all I can express this one as lg, or else you can indicate it as log also. That's fine. Okay, no problem with that. Log 43.85 multiplied with, we need to introduce logarithmic to do the questions. That's why I did in the first step. As we already know that inside the logarithmic there is a multiplication, so outside the logarithmic it will become a division. Sorry, it will become an addition. So log 43.85 inside multiplication separately it can be indicated as both addition. So log 0.7532. What I did here? First, there's the multiplication. I introduced logarithmic here. Inside the logarithmic, there's multiplication. So I have splitted them into addition. To do this one, you should express this value, this logarithmic value, in scientific notation. Okay, in scientific notation, that means log a number between 1 to 10 and a multiplication of 10 power. It should be indicated as 4.385 with 10 to the power of 1. 10 to the power of 1 plus log 7.532 multiplied with log with the power of negative 1. What I did, after multiplication became an addition, then you should convert them into scientific notation. That means multiplication of a number between 1 to 10 and 10th power. That's how I indicated this one. Hereafter, we need to use logarithmic table to find the answer. So if the 10th power is 1, it should be 1 point a particular value. 1 point a particular value plus, if the power is negative 1, it should be bar 1 point a particular value. So we have to use logarithmic table to find the value, respective logarithmic values for each 4.385 and 7.532. Let's find. Okay, 4.385. That means 4.385. That means 43rd row, 43rd row and 8th column. 43rd row and 8th column. That would be the value we need to find. 43rd column means here we have. Yeah, this is the 43rd row. Okay, this is our 43rd row in this 8th column. It is 4.385. So first two numbers are indicating the row number. Second value, third value will indicate your column number, 8th one. So both are intersected at the place 6415. So these three will give you 6415. Okay, I'll repeat it again. After conversion of scientific notation, earlier we had 4.385 multiplied with 10 with the power of 1. That means the answer would be 1 point something. 1 point something. That something you should find by using the table, logarithmic table. In here, look at this, first two numbers will give you the row. Third number will give you the column. So both intersect at this place. 6415 plus fifth mean difference. In mean difference, you should identify in same row fifth value. In same row, the fifth value, that is 5. That is 5. So with the pre-existing value, we need to add 5. That will give you 66,420. 6,420. So the logarithmic respective value for 4.385 multiplied with 10 to the power of 1, it would be 1.6420. 1.6420. We will keep this number, so we need to substitute in our calculations. Then our next logarithmic value, which is 7.532. Okay, 7.532 means that is 75th row. Okay, 75th row. We will get use of it. 7.532 multiplied with 10 with the power of -1. In logarithmic values, the -1 power, that is denoted by bar 1. 75th row. Okay, 75th row. And next, third column, 75th row and third column, that is indicating 8768. Okay, 8768, 75th row and third column. Thereafter, what would be the second mean difference? Second mean difference, that is 1. In the same row, second mean difference is 1. So you should add 1 with this. It will give you 8769. So bar 1.8769. That would be the respective logarithmic value for this. Now we know each values. So it is 1.6420, and for next logarithmic value, bar 1.8769. These are the values we found. Now we have logarithmic values. So you should do the operation between them. That means that just addition and subtraction. This one, okay, you should do the simplification between whole numbers separately and decimal numbers separately. So this would be positive 1. Okay, this is positive 1 plus 0.6420. Try to understand this clearly. This is positive 1. This is positive 0.6420. Here look at this. This is negative 1. Since it is bar 1, to do the calculation, we are converting it as negative 1. This does not have any negatives value. Okay. This decimal does not have any negative values. So it should be indicated as positive 0.8769. Here only there are many students doing mistake. That means they will consider whole value as negative. That's incorrect. This whole number only has negative. This decimal place does not have any negative. So positive 1 and negative 1 will become 0. When we add these two, it will become 58115. So it is 1.5189. 1.5189. So this is not our final answer. Finally, here we introduced logarithmics. No, this is just a simple question. In that we introduced logarithmics. To deduct that, okay, to terminate logarithmics, again from here, you should find antilog. Okay, you should find antilog. The opposite of log, that is antilog. 1.5189. When you do the question for first, it's little difficult for you to understand. When we practice more than one question, it's really easy to understand. Okay, here I will repeat it again. We have used logarithmic table to find respective logarithmic value. Then do the operation between whole numbers separately and decimal numbers separately. We found the answer as 1.5189. But in the first of all, in the question, there is no any log. We just introduce log to make our job easier. So here again, you should terminate log from this whole function. That's why we are denoting antilog of this particular value what we found. Antilog. To find the antilog, the thing is really easy. What to do is, in the table you should find this answer. Okay, in the table, inside the table we have to identify where this 5189 located. That should be multiplied with 10 with the power of 1. 10 with the power of 1. That's all. The decimal value, that is logarithmic. Okay, so it should be identified from the inside logarithmic table, and after finding that, that should be multiplied with 10 with the power of 1. Let's do that. 5189 means that is somewhere here. 5189. Okay, not 51st row and 8th column, not that one. This is antilog function. No? So we are doing same opposite that thing than previous. 5189. Inside the table, here we have 5185. Okay, 5185, but there is no any 5189 here. So in the same row, you should check whether there is any 4 here. Yeah. So with this value, when you add 4, that will become 5185. No, 5185 only we have in the major table. But what we need, that is 5189. There is no any 5189. So with the 5185 in the same row, you should add fourth mean difference plus 4. Okay, plus 4. So it would be 5185 means this is located in which row? 33rd row. 33rd row and 0th column. 0th column. 33rd row, 0th column, and our mean difference was third. Third mean difference. Mean difference was third. Okay, mean difference was third. So this is the way you should indicate your answer from here. We are finding antilog for 5189. So inside the table, we need to identify this answer. So that's how we found the relationship between them as 5185 plus 4. 5185 is located at 33rd row and 0th column, and respective mean difference was 4. Sorry, third. Third mean difference is 4. So 3.303. 3.303. That's the answer we need over here. The answer we got from there, 3.303. 3.303. Finally, 3.303 should be multiplied with 10 with the power of 1. That will give you 33.03. 33.03. That is the overall final answer for the question. I will give you a quick recap. If you have the logarithmic table with you, you can do this within 5 minutes. Okay. From the beginning, multiplication, we introduced logarithmic. So multiplication became addition of two different logarithmic values. Then write the scientific notation. You should use the logarithmic table to find the respective value. Do the operation between whole numbers separately and decimal numbers separately. After, we will have a qualified answer. To do this is not the final expected answer, because 43 multiplied with this particular value, that is not 1.5189. Here we introduced logarithmics, so again we need to terminate logarithmics. So for that, 5189 inside the logarithmic table, we need to find 5189 and its respective row number, column number, and mean difference. That was 3.303. That should be multiplied with the whole number, 10 with the power of 1. Finally, overall, we have the answer as 33.03.